Hello and welcome to Middle-Aged Geek Girl. I'm Sally. So today's video is my completed colouring book pages for April 2023. And just to quickly note, I had a lot of entries for my hashtag event, which was themed around Easter, chocolate and eggs. So those entries I am compiling at the moment, and they will be in a separate video because yeah, it would just make this video way too long to put them on the end of this one. And there again was so many that it warrants having its own video. So a huge thank you to everybody who participated. But getting on to my completed pages, I had a bit of a rough month, to be honest, artistically, during April. All of my normal colouring, I think I did 9 all up, and I was so disappointed with every one of them. So I went back to doing colour by numbers, stone mosaics, that type of thing, just so I didn't have to think. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I was just really down on my colouring. But the first thing I'll show you, so I'll move these aside, and the first thing I'll show you that's not colouring related is this bunny diamond painting. Now it is special drills, and it's beautiful and colourful, and I really do like it. But I didn't realise when I did the unboxing or the selecting of this piece, but it actually has the artist's name there. So this is an unlicensed piece of artwork. The actual artist that belongs to this original drawing is Paprika Studio, and they do a lot of folk art pieces. So what I will do is just down below in the description put a link into their Instagram. So yeah, apologies to everybody for that. I did not notice that. I usually do my reverse image search, but it didn't come up for some reason, so that failed to begin with. But if I didn't notice this on it until after I'd finished this piece and went, oh my god. I still wanted to show it and let you know to be careful with this sort of stuff if it's stuff that you want to try and avoid. And even by doing the right thing, sometimes you're going to make mistakes. But with that said, let's move on to the colouring pages. I'll do the colour by number type books first. So I did 2 from Animals, Lines and Dots. This one is very faint. I used a Montmartre dot marker to do all the dots, which makes it easier than having to actually colour in each individual dot. You just squish your dot marker to the appropriate width, and it is of course a Sphinx cat. So that was the first one, and this second one is of course a boar, and I used some Smiggle scented twin tip markers. So they were the 2 from Animals, Lines and Dots. Next book was this 100 Best Adult Colour by Numbers of Sun Life Drawing. And the first one I just chose this page at random, which is from their Colour by Number Quest Squares. And I just used the cross stitch method with the Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners, and it's obviously a black cat and like a calico cat in love sitting on a fence looking at the moon. And I did one more, and this one comes from Animal Stencils Colour by Number, and it is this cute little hedgehog. You know, just realising as I was colouring this in, I thought this was a fish for some reason. I have no idea why I thought I was colouring in a fish, but it was only when I opened it and looked at it then I realised it's a hedgehog. Okay, and I did do another one. This one I used alcohol markers, and this one's from 50 Amazing Patterns Colour by Number for Adults. I like the way it came out. The colours was only 5 colours around orange, yellow and greens, but I chose like darker tones, not in your face type colours, and I think I love the way it comes out. It's quite a pretty page. So they were the 3 from 100 Best Doll Colour by Numbers. Next, I brought out my Stone Mosaics Book 1, and I just, not that one, if I can fold it open, just did one from this one. And I used my Crayola Super Tips, and it is a nice and vibrant person. I actually think the colours quite pop on this one. I really like this one too. And I actually did 3 from here, not 1. So moving on, I did this one as well. I like the colour purple I used there and magentas. I think that's a really pretty page. And this one. So yeah, they all came out quite nice and quite happy with those. So now I went back to my vintage tattoo design cross stitch book, and I also did 3 from here. I've just lost the little tag, so I've got to remember where it started from. It started from here. So I used just any stray water-based marker I had lying around, like, you know, when you've run out of colours in sets, so you just keep the additional stray ones. So first of all, we've got this Homeward Bound sail ship. Luck Be a Lady, which is your horseshoe, and it does say Lady Luck there. And this Bulldog Brit. I do love these cross-stitch books. I have to try and finish that. I haven't done a list of books I want to try and finish this year, but I would really actually like to try and finish this one this year if I could, because I've got others to start that I don't want to start till I've finished it. But they were the 3 from Vintage Tattoo Designs. Okay, so let's just get the disastrous ones over and done with. So these are the pages I did from non-colour by number type books. So the first one I did was from my second prints of Time to Hygge, and I did this bunny rabbit for the theme of Easter. And look, it's not too bad. I did it with, let me just check my notes on the back. Brute Funner pencils. You can see my notes. Stuffed up when added background. Looks crap. Gave up but restarted and finished. Also did when wasn't feeling well. So what I mean from that, I don't know if it comes through very well on the camera because it might be light enough. But I started with a pencil, just trying to make sure it wasn't a pure white background because I was keeping the bunny white. So I just was very lightly colouring in the background with a pencil, and I really hated the look of it when I did it, and I absolutely hated the look of the flowers when I started it. But I gave it a few days and came back to it, and this was the end result. I've had to trim the top and the bottom off a bit. As you can see, it's not a full-size page because, yeah, I'd written some stuff up there about how crap I thought it was. But, you know, I'm not too unhappy with the finish, but it's definitely nothing remarkable. But, you know, I got it done. So that was the first of the disastrous non-colour by number pages. Then I went and did 2 in Secret World. There are a ton of bunnies in this book. You could almost do the whole book and still be in theme because, yeah, lots and lots and lots of bunnies in this book. So this one is the bunnies underground of the carrot. So that's a way vibrant purple. There are purple carrots, but they're not quite that vibrant. But carrots aren't that orange either. But look, it was okay. Coming back and looking at it now, I've just realised I haven't coloured in this tiny section here, but that's it. I don't go back and recolour. I mean, it's not too bad looking at it now. I mean, I really hated it at the time I did it, but yeah, it's okay. It's a fun page, and it's a nice, bright and colourful page. So yeah, it's not too bad. But at the time, I do recall really, really hating it. So maybe I just was not in the right headspace during April to judge my own work, maybe. And there was this one as well. Now this one, I still don't like looking at it. I like the idea I had behind it. Like I did the Strawberry Whip for the cream in pastels, but then for some reason I've gone around the lines with alcohol marker. Yeah, I think because I didn't mind doing it here, it looked quite good on the pastry, but for some reason I think the lines ruined it a little bit for me in the actual cream part. But you know, overall it's cute, it's got color on it. It's again meh, but like a bit of a call to action down in the comments. Let me know what you think of these pages. Am I being a bit too harsh on myself? Because sometimes with my mental health issues I can be very judgmental on my work and, you know, lose faith in all of my abilities. So yeah, just let me know what you think down in the comments, please. Next book, I went to Kawaii Sweet Treats. Now you think you couldn't stuff up something kawaii. Let's see if I like it on second reflection. I did this page first, and this is done with chalk pastels, paint pen, and alcohol markers. So again, not too bad on reflection. I just really just liked it when I did it again. Maybe stepping away and then looking at these things a few weeks later after I've done them, they're not too bad. They're not fantastic, but they're not too bad. I got, this is all chalk pastels, which I then put some water on just to like make them a bit more solid on the page and blend them a bit. And of course, because this is not watercolor paper, I did rip a little bit of a hole in it there, so that's why there's a dark splotch there. I just colored it in with a brown alcohol marker. I did the purple sort of outline there to sort of give it a shadow. I don't know if it worked as well as I was hoping, but yeah, looking back on it now, it's not too bad. I was trying new mediums that I don't use a lot, which is the chalk pastels, and trying to use them more than just to fill in a background. So I did the cone as well in chalk pastels, and I did the sauce in chalk, oh, and the wafers. So I mean, it's not bad considering I was trying something that wasn't just straight alcohol markers. And the second one I did from this book is this one. And again, it was chalk pastels and alcohol markers. So I think it's chalk pastels for the background, and for the, I'm assuming it was like a Ferrero Rocher type dessert thing here, which is why I did it, because it's in theme of the chocolates, Easter and bunnies. Yeah, again, looking at it now, it's not so bad. I'm okay with it. And I remember really, really hating this one when I did it. So in hindsight, April maybe wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was maybe just my judgmental stance was a bit higher than it usually is. So that was the two from Kawaii Sweet Treats. And the last book I have 2 pages in as well, and this of course is Chibi Girls. So there's this one, which was done with some Winsor and Newton watercolors, alcohol markers, and glitter pen. So the floor and the curtain I did with the Winsor and Newton watercolor, and I think everything else is alcohol marker except for the glitter in her eye there. So yeah, I'm trying to find ways to fill in the backgrounds that don't use up a lot of ink from alcohol markers, so I don't think it came out too bad. I need a lot of practice, as I've mentioned before, with watercolor. I don't use it enough, but it's not too bad. And of course this one was selected because it has bunnies. And the second one I did was this one here. Same thing, I did watercolor background with the Winsor & Newton watercolor palette and alcohol markers for everything in the foreground. So yeah, I didn't leave the clouds white. I think this one was, I really didn't like it when I did it, and I really don't like it now looking at it. And I think it's just because I got sloppy on the background and impatient and just put all the blue there. And Like, I don't mind that she is a pink bunny costume, but what I did, I gave her murderous red eyes. And I also, and I don't think they're coming through very well, but I'll hold it up, hopefully. The bunnies have blood around their mouth and their paws and a bit on their fur. And yeah, she's got like demonic red eyes. Because yeah, I was just so unhappy with the piece I made her a little demon. So that is the last page I have to share with you for my colouring and also my other stuff I did for the month of April. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. It is truly appreciated. Look out for the separate video which will showcase all your entries for my hashtag event. And again, thank you so much to everyone who participated in that. It was overwhelming for April and I really do appreciate it. If this is your first time stumbling across my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button and also the notification bell. If you'd like to support my channel further, I do have a Ko-fi and a Patreon account set up and the details are up here on screen. Everybody, no matter where you are, please stay safe, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one.